Thank you for joining with me. We are picking up the reading in The Journey Through A Course in Miracles by Ken Wapnick, PhD, published by the Foundation for A Course in Miracles. And I am picking up the reading in Chapter 2, The Separation and the Atonement, and we are starting with the passage from the text, Chapter 2, 1, Paragraph 4, 7 through 9. And this is page 48 of Ken's book. However, when he awakens, the light is correctly perceived as the release from the dream, which is then no longer accorded reality. This release does not depend on illusions. The knowledge that illuminates not only sets you free, but also shows you clearly that you are free. This is the foundation of all problems. We do not want to awaken from the dream. The part of our minds that identifies with the ego knows that if we listen to the Holy Spirit, we will realize there is no problem except our desire to remain asleep and be separate. It is so easy, as we all know, to get caught in the dream. Once there, thinking the world is the source of our problems, with no memory of how we got there, the best we can do, especially if we think of ourselves as spiritual people, is to bring God into it. We know nothing else and do not even know it is a dream. We inevitably think being spiritual means calling on God for help here, praying to Him for help here, whether on an international level to address a war, famine, or plague, or on the personal level to help our bodies and the bodies of our loved ones. During this time, all that happens is that the ego gleefully jumps up and down because it has trapped us once again, just as one side in a war attempts to entrap the enemy. The ego's goal is to snare us here. One of the best means of ensuring we remain in the dream is to bring God and His agents, Jesus and the Holy Spirit, into the world. By so doing, the knowledge that would free us, preserved in the right mind as a memory, is kept hidden in our sleep. We can now see at the beginning of the Course's scribing, Jesus emphatically instructs us not to make this error. What we truly want, he emphasizes, is to awaken from the dream, not to have a happier one. And this is 2:7, 1 through 5. The atonement is a total commitment. You may still think this is associated with loss, a mistake all the separated sons of God make in one way or another. It is hard to believe a defense that cannot attack is the best defense. This is what is meant by the meek shall inherit the earth. They will literally take it over because of their strength. The Holy Spirit the Holy Spirit does not attack or seek to prove the ego wrong. He merely smiles gently and says, there is nothing to correct, for nothing happened. You are still at home in God, yet dreaming of exile. And that's in chapter 10. Nonetheless, we insanely associate this truth with weakness and loss. From the ego's point of view, it is indeed a loss, the grievous loss of our individual identity and specialness, one or the other, the ego's lies or the atonement's truth. This explains why as one son we chose the ego, and why, since linear time is an illusion, we continue to make the same mistake. Everything we do here is a fragmentary shadow of the original decision that said, I do not want to lose myself. And that's not myself, but myself. Our meekness, however, lies in recognizing the ego's weakness and Christ's strength. Another theme to be picked up later. We again observe how very early in our symphony there are clear statements of its major themes. Since these are very likely to be missed, they reoccur over and over. Once more, the text is presented as a symphony in order to see how masterfully it is constructed, with the same themes repeated in multitudinous forms and in differing contexts, plural, excuse me. And I am going to stop there today, and we will pick up the reading here tomorrow. We're still in the section, I think it's Fear of the Atonement. So we're still in the Fear of the Atonement, and this will conclude tomorrow. I thank you so much for joining with me. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you then.